visualization and intent. It's got nothing to do with standing in front of an imaginary opponent or even an opponent and imagining what you're going to do to that opponent. Oh yeah, you know, he's going to punch me, I'm going to block it, I'm going to hit him, I'm going to do this to him. Visualization and intent has nothing to do with that. The very first thing that you must learn about visualization and intent is to distinguish totally between physical and mental. What the mind does must be totally divorced from what your body does in fighting. If your mind has to think about how to move the body, where to go, where to move, what technique to use, in other words, then you've already lost the fight. You might as well not even get into the fight in the first place. So you have to distinguish between physical and mental. It's much better to imagine or to visualize a non-physical thing when you're talking about self-defense. In this way, your mind works in an abstract manner in order to defeat the person, allowing the body to move totally by itself. Just like that. You don't imagine someone's attacking you. Don't imagine, oh gee, this person's going to attack me, so I'm going to visualize this kick. Or wow, this technique. You'll lose doing that. Because there's this gap between what the physical mind thinks and what the physical body actually does. So when you're visualizing and when you're trying to get the intent working to defend yourself, you don't think about the physicalness of the body. What you think about is mathematics. When you're learning about visualization and intent in self-defense or in the martial arts, you think about lines. That's all. You do not think about technique. You've got to think about lines or curves, like a curved ball in tennis or baseball. So what you have to do is, in the real world, when or if, heaven forbid, you're ever attacked, you don't think, oh gee, I'm going to do this to him. You think of a line, either going straight across him like this, or in a curve like this, coming around. And that's the only visualization that you ever have to think about. It's really quite easy. The body then will take care of itself. Of course, this depends upon the amount of training you've done. And the internal martial arts of Tai Chi and bagua give you all of the internal work that you need in order to help your body to move correctly subconsciously. So that if you are ever attacked, you're not thinking about, oh, I'm going to use arm left from the small sansao, or I'm going to use, oh, fair lady works at shuttles from the Tai Chi form. If someone attacks you, it's just, and your body reacts subconsciously. It just does it. It's like a motor action. And that's gained through simply practicing Tai Chi or bagua in the way that it was originally intended. And doing real Tai Chi and real bagua, not the garbage that's put forward as being Tai Chi or bagua nowadays by a lot of so-called masters. You have to train in the complete Tai Chi, that is, a sung. You have to get into a sung state in order for your body to move automatically, subconsciously. That leaves your mind free to do the subconscious visualizations of mathematics, of lines. I suppose you could call them lines of attack. So that someone standing in front of you, you don't think, oh, I'm going to punch him on this line. There's the curveball. Your mind, there it is. I'm doing it now, you see. I'll imagine the camera is the attacker. I'm imagining, that's the intent. You see, there's the intent. I can see subconsciously this line going around here and straight in at an angle to the side of the camera. I'm not thinking my hands should go around here and do this. I'm not thinking my foot should go around here and do this. I'm just thinking a line going around. And you notice what my hands are doing all the time while I'm thinking about this line. They're not just hanging here like this. They're like this. See how the hands are? This is how the hands are held rather, in the intent and visualization training that comes from Wudang school. You'll get onto that later because there are 8 methods that one must learn in order to learn about this visualization and intent, so that you divorce your mind from your body. So what you've got to do in the beginning, you can't simply imagine a technique and then just imagine what you're going to do against it. You must get into what's called a sung mode. And that means, sung simply means moving the hands and the body in a way where the mind doesn't know they're moving. In other words, you can't feel the movements of the body. Your mind can be free to do the cooking with the family, or rather to do the talking on the camera, and your body's totally free. No, just joking. The mind is totally free, or the body's totally free to do what it wants to do, like the cooking, for instance. So we have these 8 methods that we teach from Wudang in order to get the mind and the body divorced. It happens in Tai Chi anyway, the way we do Tai Chi, especially the waving form. It's such a lovely way of doing your Tai Chi that you don't even have to think about it anymore. The body just moves in accordance with what the Chi is doing. But if you have to do Tai Chi, in the beginner's way when you first learn it, there's no way that can ever become subconscious, because it's so purely physical. There's no subconscious movement there at all. It's just big movements. And the Qi, the internal energy, does not wish to move with big open movements. The Qi moves within your body like a sine wave, like this. And when you have movement that moves in accordance with what the Qi is doing inside, your body movements can just continue doing what they're doing because it's now combined with your internal energy. And because you've practiced this for so much, you can just do whatever you like in the way of speech or thinking about anything else, and you'd never even have to think about the movements, because the movements just literally take care of themselves. They just keep rolling on, and you can have a conversation with someone, but you're still doing the movements. And that's what's called visualization and intent. Divorcing the mental activity from what the body is doing. Push hands, Chee Sau. I'll just get Eli in. Chee Sau, push hands, especially Chee Sau. Okay. Chee Sau, would you take this coat off, please? I don't want to rip my finger up your coat. Chee Sau teaches us to move the hands independently of what the mind is thinking. Or in other words, I'm talking about the physical mind here. So I could be thinking about closing that door, and yet I'm still fighting away here with Eli, you see, or doing other physical things. And we're still, basically, what we're doing here is fighting. This is Tai Chi Chee Sau. What we're wanting to get happening here is the body moving in accordance with what the subconscious brain is, if you like, thinking, for a want of a better word. So the Tai Chi classics say we must know the weighting of your opponent. So if Eli attacks, the weighting means I immediately feel where his weight is. I was here, he attacked there. And I slip it back and re-attack. It's an instantaneous defense and attack. So, but that's what my subconscious brain, you're practicing this so much, you see. So, we'll just do this slowly. Eli's going to attack. My subconscious brain works. My conscious brain isn't thinking, oh, if my conscious brain were thinking as he attacked, I'd be wanting to go, or something. And that would be too late. Because if I think about it, if he does it fast, oh, I'm doing it correctly, sorry. If he does it fast, see, too late. I've thought about it, you see. So in a real situation, you don't fight. Fights don't happen here. Fights happen here. And you just haven't got time to think about anything. You must train your body to work instinctively and with intent. And that's what these exercises, first of all, give us. They allow our hands and our feet, because remember, the feet are the most important part. They're putting us, for instance, we'll go back, we'll just use this as a demo. As Eli's attacking here, and I did this move, I just didn't stand here and move my hand out, you see. You will have noticed, and I didn't do this consciously, the physical thing just happened along with what was happening subconsciously. So as he attacked, see what my body did? See how the feet are? They're starting to turn in. There's a little bit of pressure. I'm not doing it. It just happened. And now that I've gotten out of it, so it's gone now. But that's the position that my body put me into in order to get away from his attack and in order to put me in the most advantageous position to re-attack him. And that's where you want to re-attack someone. Across 45 degrees, across their center like this. There are times, of course, when you're caught in here, and the rule still applies. So if, for instance, Eli were attacking out this way, you see what the body did then. The feet come in, and I just moved, my legs put me in the right position, you see, for this advantageous wah, bah, attack across his center, you see. I'm not going to stand toe-to-toe with, especially if it's a huge, big person. We're going to stand here and try to do this sort of thing into his chest. I want to get in here and smack him in the neck, slap him in the eyes or the temple from this slight angle. He doesn't want me to be here, see? If someone attacks you, they want you to be there, otherwise they wouldn't attack you. If he knew I was going to be there, he would have attacked out there, you see? But he thinks I'm going to be here. I'm not here anymore. Pa, pa! I'm here, you see? And that's what intent is. It's a subconscious thing. So if I'm doing Chee Sau with Eli, my intent is I'm seeing this geometrical lines all the time. At the moment I'm seeing one coming here. It's an arc coming here. I'm also seeing one coming straight across into his neck, straight across here, a line like a radius coming through here. But I'm also seeing a line coming straight into the center here. That doesn't mean that I'm going to hit him from the center and stand toe-to-toe to him. I could hit him from there, you see. Now that's a straight line rather than coming in from the side. But there's the three lines that I'm visualizing subconsciously. I'm not standing here going, oh, I'm going to think of this line and this line and this line. It just happens. It's like a river that breaks into three different parts. It doesn't have to think, that's an easier path. I might go there today, or I might go... The river just goes, yeah, and just goes into 3 different parts, doesn't it? The river doesn't have to think about it. And I don't have to think about it. I see these lines all the time, and the lines can change depending on the situation. If, for instance, we might end up with our hands up here, I've got different lines now. Now, one of the lines I'm seeing is straight down through here. But it's a line I'm seeing. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm going to hit Eli like that, or I'm going to hit Eli like this. It's a line of geometry that I'm seeing. And that's true internal visualization. Thank you, Ben. In Wudang, crushed tomatoes with basil. That's all it is. No additives, organic, yep, no sugar, gluten-free, rich in lycopene, suitable for vegos. That's us. In it goes. There are 8 small methods that we teach from Wudang. And these methods teach us to move in a totally subconscious manner so that we can divorce, a bit more in there, so we can divorce our hands and feet totally from each other. And it teaches us to have the most advantageous position possible when fighting an opponent. The first thing you must learn about is Sung. You simply stand with one foot and the weight all on one foot. Your back's perfectly vertical, the chin's pulled in, just like when we do our Qigong. There's absolutely no weight on that front foot. You can pick it up, do whatever you like with it. But you're still like a tree with energy going straight down through your heel, just in front of your heel. There's your heel, there's the back of the heel, there's the front of the heel, just down through here. That's the sweet spot, as we call it, or the ground point. Although kidney 1 is the ground point, this is the physical ground point here. So that's where we want our energy going down through the ground. As I said before, the arms don't just hang like this beside you. They're like this. One wrist just touches upon the other like so, and you turn them in slightly. You can rest your hand on your body here, and you could turn that one out slightly. See how they're turning? If I were to exaggerate it, they'd be turned out like that. And all the weight's down on one leg, so that leg can do anything you like at any time. The tongue is resting upon the hard palate. The shoulders are absolutely and totally relaxed. The only thing that you're doing with the hands is literally turning them out a little bit. You see, no good just to hang them down here, because the hands have to, obviously the hands have to defend you. They're your main line of defense, are your hands, not your feet. Forget about kicking. Your legs are there to hold you up. Your hands, and so if they're just hanging there, they're doing nothing really. You're lovely Sung position, but the hands are not doing anything. Still Sung, everything's absolutely and totally relaxed, but they're turned in, you see. See, this is basically your fighting position. I'm sort of going into a bit of a reptilian brain now, so my voice is becoming a little bit monotonous. The energy is really sinking down now through my gallbladder 20 points and down to the dantian as I turn my hands in. That's what this does. See, this is the fighting position from Tai Chi. Eli? If Eli's attacking, I'm not going to go anything like that. Look how my hands are. Eli's attacking. Just attack there, Eli. Thank you. But you see how I started? This is all I did to Eli, was this. But what happens to the back? It becomes curved slightly. That's activating the reptile brain. It's joining all of your vertebrae up to give you immense, what's called spine force. The chin's pulled in, the tongue's on your hard palate, and turning your hands in like that activates. This is one of the great secrets from Wudang, is what the hands do whilst in this Sung position. This is one of the most powerful Qigongs you can learn, martial or self-defense Qigongs. It's very simple. You see how the elbows come out? And the hands just turn out as if they're going to go like this in a spiral. They're spiraling down. And one hand's just spiraling down here, down through the CV meridian, past the dantian, just touching it lightly, and the other one is just touching on the outside of the heart meridian here, like so. I'm just doing it now, but if I were to get into it, you see, you'd notice that the hands would totally relax, the back would become slightly concave, the chin's pulled in like a C-back. It's called a C-back, and you can feel the gallbladder 20 points really activating here whilst in this position. And that's teaching my body subconsciously that this is how I fight. Now you'll notice also when I was doing that Chi Sau with Eli, the body was doing exactly the same thing. You see, look at this. See, look. This is another one of the moves that I'm doing a new video on this as well, in which I'll include this, but I haven't got time to do it on this small, brief lesson today. But there's a second move with the hands, which is the reverse of this, and that involves doing that, you see? And we learn that through Chi Sau as well. You see? Now look, just move away, Eli. See what my hands are doing? It's exactly what they're doing in Chi Sau. It's exactly what they do in push hands. Look at this. Exactly the same thing. Thank you, Erle. I'll just give you, just for this lesson, only just so that you've got something really nice and physical to do. The very first thing we learn is you get into that sung position, sink your energy, deep breathing, natural breathing. You step out with your right foot. First of all, of course, you have to have this intent, that curveball. We're working on a curveball at the moment, coming in like this. And you step out with your right foot slightly to the right, and then come straight in with your left foot. Breathe out, off the ground, totally off the ground, totally balanced. In other words, you've maintained this sung position, you've maintained the hands doing this in the fighting position, but your feet have changed, totally changed, without you even thinking about it, you see? That's the visualization, that's the intent happening. That's the feet working in total harmony with the internal energy, but divorced totally from what the physical brain is thinking. See? The physical brain's thinking about nothing. And you'll find that it's really, although this looks totally easy, people are going to say, oh, come on, I can do that. Try and do it and really be difficult on yourself, hard on yourself. If for instance, you do it like this and you go, ah, damn, I didn't do it right. Okay, let's do it again. And you go, oh, no, wrong. You see, you've got to get it so that you're dead. Dead still when you do it. See how I just push the foot out then? That's what we're going to be doing later. Because that's obviously, that's what you'll be doing at a later stage once you get this internal thing happening. I'll just get Eli in. See what happened then was, this relates then into, of course, a purely physical thing. So Eli's attacking. There's my hands happening, and whah! There's the kick right across his knee. That's breaking those two little tendons there. He can't fight if he hasn't got any legs. But all the time, my hands have done their duty here. Whah! But I'm standing on one leg, you see? I'm still able to break his leg. Thanks, Eli. So that's what visualization and intent is all about. And that's the very first step that we learn. But it's most important to not be thinking about anything at all. See this? You're visualizing straight ahead. I'll use the camera. I'm imagining this line going straight around. Then you have your partner come in. And he just literally just stands there in front of you like so. And I imagine the line. I don't look at Eli. I'm using what's called eagle vision. That's another story entirely. I'm imagining this line coming in like this. But it's, see, I'm doing it now. I'm not going, like this. It's just, there's the intent. There's the subconscious visualization. And then I do the physical movement to my partner. I don't kick him. I just see where I'm placing my foot. Just there on the inside of his leg, because that's indicatory of what straight across his knee, you see? So it's got to go, if you move it forward it just misses his leg slightly, because when you move it up, you see it'll go right there in the right place. So you're just doing it to your partner, you're just relaxing, you're thinking about this, coming in from an angle, stepping out, and the hands always turn in like so. Thank you, Eli. This will be a video, of course, and this is also the beginning of my, what's called my Master Series. I'll be taking these classes down in Swansea. These are to teach all of our main instructors about how to teach other people. And this is the very beginning. This is the groundwork. This is where we start to be an instructor. If you can't move as simply as that, then how can you teach someone else Tai Chi, which is movement? You must be able to move in order to teach people a movement therapy or a movement art, and that's what Tai Chi is. So if you can't do something as simple as this, then you can't teach anyone Tai Chi. So that's why I'm beginning with this very basic thing. This is the very first thing that people must learn. It's so important. Thank you, Ben.